Hello everybody, how are you all doing? Yaje here. Greetings and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be cooking this vegetable. It is known as Anchia. I just harvested the vegetables, and since I'm outdoors, the best place to wash the vegetables will be right here so that I can put the water right back in the garden. So I have a tub here already filled with water, and then this is a colander basket. I'm going to share links in the description box where you can get the garden colander. So we want to wash the vegetables because it has sand. Oh, that's an okra. I'm not going to use it. See, it has a ton of sand and dirt on it. So you want to wash it at least 3 times. If I was doing this in the kitchen, all this water would go to waste. So when I wash it outdoors, I can put the water right back in the garden and it's easy to strain, okay? You really just want to shake everything. I'm going to wash it 3 times. Like I said, see all the dirt, but this one now goes right back to the garden. All right, so I'm gonna wash the vegetables 2 more times and then take the vegetables inside. I have washed my Anchia and I also harvested bitter leaves. Everything has been washed. So we are ready to cook the Anchia. The recipe I will be lightly copying is from this cookery book, Auntie cookery book. If you grew up in Cameroon as a young girl back in the 80s, 90s, you're probably familiar with Auntie cookery books. I did not do food and nutrition because I was a science student, but you know, I'm really passionate about cooking, so I brought my copy of Auntie cookery book. So the recipe I'm going to be loosely following says Enhia soup. I'm guessing this is Anchia soup. So I'm basing my recipe off of this because I have really not cooked Anchia before. But every person that I ask say I should just cook Anchia the same way that I would cook bitter leaves egusi. I'm going to share the exact recipe at the end of the video. I'll take a picture and share it at the end of the video. So for the Anchia, obviously you need the Anchia vegetables. Again, we've already washed the Anchia vegetables, but I will show you how I process the Anchia for cooking because we're not just gonna cook it like this. You have to further process it. I will show you in a minute. I'm also going to use water leaves. This is optional. People say they don't put water leaves in the Anchia, but that cookery book said you can use water leaves. I have it, so I am using some water leaves as well. And then over here, I have the rest of the ingredients. In here is boiled beef. I had about 2 pounds with smoked fish. I already cooked, seasoned, well seasoned, and spiced and cooked already. The fish in here is barracuda, otherwise known as kuta fish. It's smoked fish, and it's available at my online African grocery store, the Mama Root African store. I have some smoked kuta. I also have crayfish here. Crayfish is shrimp, dried shrimp. It adds protein and a lot of flavor. Then I'm gonna use onions. This is not enough. I'll probably slice another one. This is 1 onion, but I will make it 2. So I'm gonna dice more onions, 2 onions. And then I'm going to use tomatoes. This is fire roasted crushed tomatoes. The Auntie cookery book said tin tomatoes. You know, African recipes, they just say things. But I'm going to use this crushed fire roasted tomatoes that I buy from Aldi's. They are so good, so good. I'm also going to use egusi. Egusi is a type of melon seeds. Everybody tells me to use a lot of egusi, so this is about 1 pound of egusi, or maybe 3 cups, because I have a lot of the anchia going on over there. African cooking, we really don't have measurements for a lot of things. You sort of just, you know, adjust as you go. Again, egusi is available at Mama Ruth, good Cameroon egusi. And over here I have peppers from the garden. I also have garlic and ginger. Auntie Kate's cookery book says nothing about garlic and ginger, but I like my food, you know, to taste well, so I'm adding garlic and ginger to mine. You can always adjust. And in here, before you scream, this is red bell peppers, optional, but I'm going to blend it with my crushed tomatoes, because I'm using canned tomatoes. Sometimes it has, you know, whatever that they put in there. I add the fresh bell peppers to offset some of that smell that smells like canned tomatoes, and also it adds sweetness to it. So there was some sour going on. You add bell peppers, the red ones, because it's very sweet. It balances out some of that sour taste or the tart taste of the canned tomatoes. Obviously, you need some salt. You can add Maggi cubes as well. I already boiled the meat with some Maggi cubes. I will add if I need to. And then I'm going to use palm oil. This is palm oil from Cameroon. Very good palm oil. Again, available at Mama Ruth. So if you need a lot of the things that I'm showing you here, let me know. I can ship some to you. We're going to have it with Gary. It's my latest Le Creuset made in Cameroon, right? It's Le Creuset made in Cameroon. I need a huge pot. Yeah, so any pot can do. You just need a big pot. So next, I'm just going to now process that anchia, and then we're ready to cook. All right. To process the anchia, I'll show you 2 ways. This is the quick and dirty way. We want to remove this tough stem. So I can just do this and remove the tough stem. I have my garbage bowl in there. This is how you probably would do it in Cameroon, like that. Just remove the tough stems. And then we're going to slice it up thinly. But let me show you the other method. You can grab your leaf like this, fold it into half, then just use a knife and cut out that meat section. This is what I'm probably going to do. So we're gonna eat this and then take this one back to the garden in the compost pile. Okay, let me show you a few more. Watch your fingers. Okay, so once I have a good number, I'm going to slice it thinly. It helps if your knife is sharp. I'm just gonna thinly slice it. Watch your fingers. All right. So I'm going to work on the rest of it, and then we'll be right back. I'm done with the mise en place, which just means preparing all of the ingredients. Let me share them with you again. Here is the egusi that I ground with onions, ginger, garlic. That's what is in here. Okay, and I have saved the water from the blender in here to add to the soup if necessary. Then in here is the crushed tomatoes that I blended with the red bell peppers. And here is the washed and chopped water leaves. Here is more onions. I have sliced the onions. I'm going to add this at the end just for more fresh taste. And then here is the sliced up anchia. All right. Of course, my njanga and my palm oil. And in the pot, I already have the meat in here, together with the smoked kuta. And yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and cook now. According to the Auntie Kate's recipe that I was following, I was supposed to pre-cook the anchia for up to 15 minutes before adding to my meat mixture there. I did not do that because I figured the anchia will be overcooked by the time I'm done. So I went ahead and just added the anchia directly without pre-cooking. The method is what is referred to as boiling method. Nothing is fried here, so you can see that this is a very, very healthy recipe. At this point, I also added the tomatoes and the crayfish to the pot. And we're just going to cook it now for about 5 minutes. It's been about 5 minutes. At this point, I'm adding the palm oil. Again, the recipe says 6 dessert spoons of palm oil. That is not a whole lot of palm oil, but since I was cooking a large amount, I went ahead and added about maybe 10 tablespoons or so of the palm oil. Palm oil is good for you actually when taken in the right amount, of course. So we add the rest of the ingredients, which is the onions, and then I'm going to layer on top of all of this the egusi mixture. The egusi has been cooking for about 20 minutes now, so we're going to check on it, just see how it's doing. Egusi has a tendency to burn, which is why I put it on top. Okay, it's not thoroughly cooked yet. Like it harder than this. I'm gonna cook it for a little more. I need it to harden up. Adjusting the seasoning. Some Maggi cubes. Maggi cubes is really, I guess, modern thing because Auntie Kate's cookery book does not have Maggi cubes. But when you're cooking for people and you don't put Maggi cubes there, it doesn't taste right. Black pepper, just a little black pepper, and then add a little more salt. Lastly, we are going to add the water leaves and simmer for about 3 minutes. Make sure to stir the pot to prevent the soup from burning at the bottom. And our Anchia soup is almost ready. In Africa, when they say soup, they're not talking about the liquid thing. We're talking about whatever that we use to eat fufu with, to eat plantains with, or to eat any other starch like that with. It's just called soup for some reason. So this is Anchia soup, but it's not, it's by no means the soup that you might be familiar with. So yeah, the Anchia is ready. I did like the taste a lot. I made gari to go along with the Anchia for the rest of the family, but I had mine with quinoa. That's what I had it with. Bon appetit! Food is ready. Backyard to banquet. Farm to table. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. And if you have not yet subscribed, please do me a favor to click on that red subscribe button. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much for doing so. I'm going to leave the Auntie Kate's cookery book recipe now. You're free to screenshot it and try it for yourself or try my take on it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye-bye.